Well, hi, diddly ho, neighborinos. It's your Survivor buddy Gordon Holmes here with your exit press for Survivor 46, episode 5, talking to Jem. Truly, truly, truly outrageous in just a moment. But before we get into that, a couple of quick orders of business. First of all, the comment section is open. Let us know how you feel about the latest episode, what you feel about this interview. Do you have any big plans for the weekend? Celebrating Easter, going to the movies? Who knows? Let me know. But a couple, a couple rules. Be nice to each other. Be nice to contestants, and be nice to me. What's that? Yikes. Try to ignore that. Try to ignore that. Another rule. Also, the Survivor recaps are available every Wednesday after the episode. You can get my thoughts as well as individual grades for how I think the players are going, available at Substack. I'll put a link down below. The Survivor Power Rankings are back. We got a big one. Heading into a merge episode, Kelly Nalbandian squaring off against Franny Marin this Monday. Ranking a merge episode or pre-merge or merge whatever they call it is challenging. So best of luck to those two. And finally, if you enjoy this content, please do me a solid, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Costs you nothing. We really appreciate it. It gets us in front of more people. The more people will see us, the more stuff we can do. With that being said, let's see what Jem has to say about last night's episode. Oh, Jem, I like to consider, welcome, first of all. I like to consider this to be like the fun interview, but just know if things get out of hand, I am totally prepared. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Where's my machete?
Yeah, where's your machete?
Wait, I think I do, but I don't. So we'll have to reschedule that battle.
Okay. All right. So
I don't usually walk around with it unless I'm looking for an idol. So
Right. Okay. Well, let's try to keep it friendly. Let's try to keep things above board. So last night, you hit tribal. You've got an idol in your pocket. Oh, I know. Tale as old as time. You must have been pretty confident that it was going to go your way to have not played it. Like, if you had to give it a percentage, how confident were you that Ben was going home?
120%. Listen, when you have had the same conversation since day 2 with alliance members, and you've had a touch base every single day, and it's the same thing, like, I'm good with you, we're great together, this is the plan, you kind of got to believe, because I think in a game of Survivor, it's both that you have to, you've got to trust people if you want to make it further in the game. And also you've got to realize when to trust people. It's important. And I think the first vote is always the one that kind of draws the alliance member, like a line in the sand. And I should have played my idol, because I wrote it in my journal. Like, if you have an idol at the first vote, play it, because you never know where the alliance stands. Even if they tell you you're the best person in the world, do it, just do it. And I didn't heed that. And so I paid the price of going home.
Yeah. And they don't let you keep it anymore. Do they?
No, I was like, can I have this? I can make $1 million if I sell this. Hello. But they're like, no.
That is eBay gold. So that's a crime. Now, obviously, Mariah voted with you. Maria and Charlie did not. I assume that's who you figured you had on your side. So just the way that they convinced you that because nothing had changed, and we had been talking about Charlie's Angels since early on, and why would things change? Is that how they convinced you?
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about Charlie's Angels. I really don't know what caused them to vote me out, because we had planned on having conversation with everybody. So it wasn't I was running around just having conversations and not talking to anybody. But no, we've planned that to have conversations. A conversation with Ben and I happened when I was idol hunting, hence the machete in my hand. And then the conversation, Tim and I have always had really open conversation. So I think that conversation that we've had was when they were idol, digging for the idol. I don't remember if it was the last day, but I think it was when they were looking for the idol, because then I was like, oh no, I don't know what this is. And even in the last day, he was like, who do you want to vote for? And he's not giving me any person. And then Charlie told us that it was Mo that they were gunning for. So that's why, and they thought Mo and I were close. So that's why he's not giving names. So I didn't think okay, it's going to be me. Never. I didn't think that at all. But I guess somewhere along the night before vote out, a night before we lost, and that day is when they really decided it was me. Because the night before I told my personal backstory to the tribe, during campfire. And so I think somewhere along there, and when we actually lost, because they were probably thinking more towards if Jem makes it to the merge and she linked up with the people with big backstory like hers, like it could be a problem, or she's not going to continue voting with us or something. But I don't know what happened, because what they showed didn't answer the questions for me, because I know the conversations that were happening.
Now, what do you think it was about your backstory that put a target on your back?
I have no idea. I mean, I grew up in South America, Guyana, and I'm number 5 of 6 girls. And I grew up in a domestically abusive family household. And 2 years ago, I lost a sister to domestic abuse. And so I was playing, because I have 2 sisters still in domestic abusive relationship. And I was playing to get the money to help them get out of their relationship. And I think they thought, like, if I get to the end and I say it, it's going to be like the sob story that wins. And I was never going to use that in the game. And that's why, even though I was playing like that, you see me play a little reckless, because I didn't want to use that. I want to show, no matter like what you've been through, you can still have fun and you can still do things without like making people feel bad for you or sad. And that was never, ever the intention. And so I think we were all opening up, and it was a miss on my part where I ended up sharing it, because I felt like, if people are saying personal things about themselves, like I feel like I needed to, I should have made some shit up, but I said the real deal. And that was it.
I like that you use the term reckless, because your beware advantage stratagem made me so nervous. When I saw what you're doing, I'm like, oh no, what if she can't get the idol and she doesn't have a vote? It'll be outed that it's her. So talk to me, like, I don't know what's going on with my hair. I'm trying out a new pomade, and it's
Hey, it looks good.
to focus, Jem. So when you did that, like, I was scared to death for you. What was going through your mind when you decided to make that decision?
I was just tired of like the boring camp life and Taylor Swift and Metallica, to be very, very honest. I was over it, and I thought that I needed some entertainment, because it didn't seem like we're ever gonna lose. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna replan this, send them in a wild goose chase. But I also had a backup plan that if we lost the next immunity idol, I will replant like a fake idol there. But they found it, and we never lost the next 2. So we didn't lose the next 2. And so it was like a cumulative of 6 days. So they were like digging for 3 days in a row, and there was nothing. They weren't going to go back to that place when we did lose. So it kind of fizzled out, but I did have fun doing it.
I was very nervous on your behalf. I did notice, though, it led you to have to lie to Mariah about it, saying that when she thought, I forgot who she said she thought had it, but then couldn't. It didn't seem like you were letting her in on the secret, and then it was kind of like you're lying to your closest ally. Was that an unfortunate consequence, or was that just more of the fun?
It was more of the fun. I would never tell my allies like about an idol or an advantage. Like, I went into the game with the mindset of, that's like the one thing that I listened to from all my pregame thoughts, was that I wasn't going to share that. And I still think, like, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't share it. That doesn't mean I'm not loyal to you. You'll get my full loyalness in terms of like my loyalty, in terms of I will vote with you and I will vote where, but it doesn't mean I need to tell you every little thing about what I'm doing, because at the end, when we get to the end, if we make it to the end, then how is my game different from your game if we're just sitting there? So I wanted to do things regardless of who I am loyal to or who's my alliance member, like things that will set me apart from them.
Yeah, Jem, I will say this. I can absolutely respect a player that keeps an advantage or an idol to themselves. So kudos to you. Too often people are like, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. And then immediately
and they didn't know. I went out and nobody knew that I had it.
So kudos to you on that front. Let's see. So you targeted Ben last night. The concern being Tim was just away at the island of excessive advantages. He could come back with something. Ben had also been out as well, and it didn't seem like that was a concern. Did people think he had lost his vote? Did people think he hadn't come back with anything? Was that a common?
Yeah, we all thought he had lost his vote when he came back. I know he tried not to sell it as he doesn't know, but we all thought that he had lost it, because we're like, okay, if you had a vote, they're not going to tell you, you're going to find out there. Like Maria, it's usually the same in a different way. And Maria had said that she is going to get one or she's not. So we thought about it and we discussed it and we knew he was not. But my target was on him more for camp life kind of a thing, not just the rock and roll. So I became the provider of our tribe, which I wish they had shown. So I was getting all the food and everything. And it was just like after every challenge, he was just like laying on the beach, like not doing anything, like making fire or helping with food or looking for food or anything. And then at one point, it was just like he wanted other people to bring food to him or fill his water bottle up. And I was like, yeah, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm already giving you guys food. I'm not going to feed you. So that is not going to happen. And I did not want to continue that. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But I think that's where Target was.
I'm not asking the girl with machete to bring me anything. I'd be like, I'll get it. I'm fine.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Like respect. Put some respect in Machete's name.
We do a word association here to get to know your tribe mates a little bit better. I'll give you someone's name. Give me the first word, a couple words that pop into your head. Let's start off with your buddy Tim.
Terrible. Terrible Tim.
Okay. Maria.
I can't even think when.
There are no wrong answers here, Jem.
Merciless Maria.
Okay. I like the alliteration. Mariah.
Oh, what's a good word for Mariah? She voted with me. I have no freaking idea. What's a word that starts with M?
It doesn't have to be alliteration like my buddy.
Madly in love with Mariah.
There. Let's try Charlie.
Charlie. Cunning.
Okay. And we'll finish off with Ben.
Benevolence. We'll give him a C.
I do appreciate the alliteration. Terrible Tim. Is this
no Tim? I couldn't think of another word. Terrible was like the first thing. He's I don't know. I don't think he's terrible, but yeah.
So the merge is right around the corner. Was there a discussion amongst your tribe of what would have happened if you had gone in at full strength?
No, we didn't really talk. We just said that we were gonna just work together and kind of infiltrate the other tribes, because during the like journeys, they said that they didn't really reveal that we were close and that we were just like getting along, but not to what extent.
So no talk of the merge. I'm just picturing 6 people salsa dancing, spitting out Taylor Swift lyrics. I would have been playing pranks too, to be honest, at that point. So I think we're on the same page as far as that goes.
Lots of talk about food. We had tons of talk about food, so that was the only thing.
Okay. So Banu took up quite a bit of the early episodes of Survivor. Was there anything out there that happened that we didn't see that you wish we had?
Well, I wish they had shown like the timeline of everything, because then my idol was found the same day Tiffany found hers, but it says 4 days ago. And then like just the amount of time that they were digging was like 3 days. It was actually hilarious. But no, I think for the most part, it was pretty boring. That's why I had to do mischievous things to get it to be a little bit more entertaining.
Did you have something else up your sleeve? Were you going to be, I don't know, like hiding people's shoes or burning people's hats, or like what was the next step on the prank ladder for you?
The next step would probably be like when I get to merge, have like a secret alliance with like all the people that we've heard like chat Matt, like the funny people that I think that I was going to get along with, and try to see if I can build another alliance apart from Charlie's Angels, because I wanted to work with people who were going to play the game like hardcore. So if my alliance going into the merge didn't want to play and they wanted a vibe again, like the vibe tribe, and didn't want to make big moves, I was going to kind of go in and try to build alliance and maybe, hey, reveal that I have an idol. Who knew? It would have probably happened to like my new tribe members, my new alliance members, but I didn't trust my tribe after I made them go through that to tell them that I had an idol.
You might be a little young for this, but like an awesome alliance name for you would have been Gem and the Holograms. Just throwing that out there.
I know Gem and the Holograms.
Okay.
So I work retail, and so when I used to tell my customer about Gem, they're like, "Oh yeah, there's this cartoon, you need to watch it. It's Gem and the Holograms." And because I said, "Oh yeah, it's spelled JEM," and they were like, "Yeah, you need to watch it." So I've watched like some of the YouTube clips, but I should have said Gem and the Holograms, but I would have got voted out. Charlie's Angel was easier because I was putting the target on Charlie, but that didn't work.
Well, Gem, this has been a lot of fun. Look at us, like no need for any weapons, just having a good old time. Not
I
you
can
didn't have
have
to.
a cordial conversation if I'm not finding an idol.
No, that was fantastic. Well, Jem, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
Absolutely. You too.